All right, here is the video for the practice quiz over 4.1 through 4.6. That's lessons 4.1 through 4.6. All right, if you're going to find the common ratio in a geometric sequence, what you have to do is just divide backwards through it. So I have my calculator here, and it doesn't matter what you do, just as long as you go backwards through it. So you could do 125 divided by 100. You could do 100 divided by 80. Either way you go, you get that common ratio of 1.25. So you can write 1.25, which is the same thing as 1 1/4, which is 5/4. So that's the common ratio for this problem. And then you're going to find the next two terms. Well, let's just make sure that it works. If I do 80 and then I do times 1.25, I get the 100, right? And then times 1.25, and I get a 125. And then I can just hit times 125 again, or 1.25. So there's 156.25, so 156.25. And then I can just hit enter again. Once you get it programmed in there, you just keep multiplying the previous answer times the 1.25. So 195.3125. So there's the answer to that. All right, so we know that it's a decay. I told you it was a decay, but how much is it going down? Well, I've lost 17 pennies on the dollar, if you think about it in terms of a dollar. So this is a 17% decrease each time you do the change. And then this is a little easier to see. It goes up by 7 pennies on the dollar, so it's a 7% increase. Okay, the value of a home. So we're using this here. My starting amount is $105,000. And it goes up 3% a year, 1.03. And we're doing that to 1995, so that would be for 5 years. And you type this into the calculator. Boom, 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 boom. There's nothing hard about typing that in the calculator, so I won't demonstrate it. You should get 121,723.78. So I just rounded to the nearest penny. Okay, number 5. Now we're decreasing. We're making our car value go down. When I made this up, I accidentally forgot to put in the price of the car. So you buy a new car in 2022 for, we're going to say, $36,000. So I forgot to put that in there when I wrote this. So it's new practice quiz, never written before, forgot the amount. All right, so we have our AB to the X, so it's 36,000. And then we're going down 18% a year. That means we're keeping 82% of the value. So that's why we subtract that from 1. And then we're going from 2022 to 2027. That's for 5 years, so to the 5th power. And you type that into the calculator. That's easy to do. So you get 13,346.63, and I rounded to the nearest penny. Now we have deer population. Their population is going up 5.3% a year, and there's 1,000 deer, so it's 1,000 deer. It's going up 5.3%. So I put that in there because sometimes people think that's 53 or something. No, it's $1, and then I add 5 pennies and then 3/10 of a penny. So it's 1.053. And we're going to do that for 17 months. So an entire year would be 1 unit of time, but 17 months would be 17/12. So like 1/12 would be 1 month, right? So that's how you have to think about this. So if I said, what is it for 1 month, you would use the exponent 1/12. For 2 months, you would use the exponent 2/12. If it was 12/12, then that would be the whole year. But 17 months, you're going to use 17/12. Okay, that's a little trickier to type in, so I'll type it in and demonstrate. So it's 1,000 and then 1.053 to the power. And once you're up there, you can put the fraction in, 17/12, and you hit enter. And you get 175, so you get 1,075.9, which is basically 1,076 deer. Love my deer population. That every once in a while you hit one, don't you? So what's the multiplying factor for 1 month? So for 1 month, the multiplying factor would be that 1/12. So it's 0.53 to the 1/12th power. And then that's approximately equal to and you just type that into the calculator. You get 1.0043, and I wrote all the decimal places out here. So basically, I would kind of cut it off there somewhere. The next one is the half-life. Okay, so the half-life means half of it goes away in 6 hours. So I want to know from noon to 2. From noon to 2, that's only 2 hours out of the 6. So I'm going to say 250 is my starting amount. Half of it goes away in 6 hours. That'd be the full time, 6 hours, but it's only 2 hours, so I do 2 6. If it was 6 hours, it'd be 6 6 or 1. So one time period is 6 hours. I'm only doing 2 hours from noon until 2, so I do 2 6. So I type that into the calculator. Again, that one's a little bit messier, so I'll type it in with you. So it's 250 parentheses 1/2, close the parentheses, to the power of 2 6, which is the same thing as 1/3. So it's I'm going to go to 2 decimal places, so it's 198.43 milligrams, and that's approximately. All right. So the next question here says, since changing their advertising strategy, a business's revenue has grown exponentially each month. Find the percent growth each month. All right, so we know that it's changing from 50,000. We don't know what B is, and 3 months later, it's changing to 52,500. All right, so we can divide that over. So basically, I'm just trying to solve for B. So I'm going to divide by 50,000. We get B cubed is equal to 50. Flip my paper over here. 52,500 divided by 50,000. It's 1.05. Then I'm going to take the cube root of each side of the equation to get it B by itself. So B is the cube root of this. So we're going to raise this to the 1/3 power. So the 1/3 power is the cube root of the last answer. And I get 1.016, I'm rounding 4. So I round it 6.4. Okay, so that's the B. And so what's the growth? What's the percent growth rate? Well, it's going up 1.64% each month. That's really the answer. That's B, but it's going up 1.64% because that extra 6.4 there makes a difference to the 1. Okay, now we can put in the different months. So we just have $50,000 as my starting amount, and I do 1.0164 to the power of 1 for 1 month. So that's 50,820. And then we're going to do it for up arrow, and then we're going to do it for 2 months. 51,653. And then we're going to do it for 4 months. Now, if you do it for 3 months, it's not going to be exactly 52,500 because of rounding, but it lets you know that you did it right. And then for 4 months, 53,361. We'll do 62. 53,362. All right. And my answer on the answer key, I rounded more here when I did this with you versus my answer key. Now, this is what we did yesterday, where we found out how to do this here with the things. So the starting amount is 12, and we go 12, and then we do B. We're looking for B, and we go from 0 to 2.5, so 2.5, and then our output is 4. So my starting is 12, 0, 12, and then I have B to the 2.5 power, and my output at the end is 4. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 12, and I get B to the 2.5 is equal to 4 over 12, which is 1/3. Then you have to take, if it was 2, I would take the square root, but I'm taking the 2.5 root. So it's b is going to be, take the 2.5 root of each side of the equation. So we'll type that in together. So it's going to be nth root, that's square root, math menu, nth root is number 5, and it's 2.5, and then 1/3. B is 6, 4, 4, and I put 3 4s. So B is equal to 0.6444. 444, call Blake Maslin. So yeah, I made that a 4. So that's the B, and the A is 12. A is equal to 12 because that's my starting amount. So here's my equation. F of x, the function, is 12, and then 0.6444 to the x power. So this equation models that curve. And that's the quiz. Thanks for watching.